Okay, a bit of a late start. It's 3:30. We're heading into McKellar Hut to do the Caples Greenstone circuit. We're doing it in reverse because the weather forecast for the last couple of days is looking a bit wet. So we want to get over the pass and the high country tomorrow when the weather's a little bit clearer.
Hi, let's go. Very heavy doggy.
After a short climb and sidle through the gorge, we passed the junction of the Greenstone and Caples rivers. What followed was a mixture of grass flats and sidles through the bush. It was hot and humid and we needed plenty of water to combat dehydration. It's a good idea to filter, treat or boil your drinking water on popular tracks like this, especially if sharing the area with farm animals. Shortly before reaching McKellar Hut, we crossed the bridge where the Caples River flows through a spectacular narrow chasm. The hut wasn't crowded, with only 6 trampers plus 3 more camping outside, in contrast to what was to come. After a refreshing cup of tea, we settled in for a restful night.
So for dinner tonight we're going to have Moroccan lamb, backcountry cuisine, And dessert is strawberry ambrosia dessert.
Wow! More one walking to the other hut.
Yeah. Just
What's the name of the hut?
Just leaving Caples Hut for McKellar Hut.
Yeah.
That's going to be about 7 or 8 hours of gradual climb, and then up onto the tops, and then steep descent down to Lake McKellar, and then just a gentle walk along the side of the lake to the hut. Hopefully we won't get any rain. Forecast is for isolated heavy showers, which means there might be some thunder and lightning later on, but hopefully we can dodge all that.
The travel up the valley is best described as a tramper's paradise, with alternating grass flats and beech forest with river and mountain views. The going was easy underfoot, with very few rocks or roots to trip over. We reached the junction with Steel Creek Track just before lunch and found Upper Caples Hut unlocked, so we sat inside at the table for lunch. This hut is normally locked but can be booked through the Deerstalkers Association. What followed was a steady climb for a few hours up to McKellar Saddle at 1,000 metres in hot conditions. Fortunately, there is a stream near the top where we needed to stop and cool down.
Bit of topside maintenance going on here.
fell down.
Well, after what was an unrelenting climb, we've arrived at the saddle, bathed in sweat, but happy.
Reaching a tarn at the top of the climb, we stopped for a rest before the walk continued on boardwalks across flat, swampy ground to the true saddle overlooking Lake McKellar. The way down was steep and rocky.
Yes, finish the top.
Hooray!
Look, beautiful away.
We arrived at the head of Lake McKellar for a well-deserved rest. The hut was still an hour away. We staggered in at 8 p.m. after 10 hours, 24 kilometres of walking, and we found the last 2 empty bunks. After a hot night, with mattresses on the floor and sleeping bags unzipped, we set off for the next night's accommodation at Greenstone Hut, a further 18 kilometres down the valley. This was another long day of walking, mostly out in the open and exposed to the elements, which again were hot and humid.
You take your one.
That's funny.
You want to take now?
I am.
Ah!
Oh, I stopped at Steel Creek, having a brew, much needed. It's another hot muggy day. Well, it's pretty overcast. We've got another couple of hours to get to the hut, about 6 kilometres. You got something to say?
You know what to say. These things yesterday very bad. Very hard week.
Yeah, yesterday was a very long day. We found it pretty hard going. Our fitness is not as good as it should be after 2 years of recuperating with a broken arm. And the signage said 6 to 7 hours, but it took us 10 and a half. So, and today it says 6 hours, but it's going to probably take us 8 or 9. So we're just taking our time, having lots of rests, taking on lots of water, and we'll get there in the end.
After traversing a few boulder fields, and again after crossing a spectacular gorge, we arrived at a very crowded Greenstone Hut. As luck would have it, we got the last 2 bunks again, with at least 6 tents outside. The contrast with the Caples Valley is that many of the Great Walk route-burn trampers exit their walk down the Greenstone Valley. I expect that this hut is regularly full, as it is also part of the Tiararoa Trail. But it is in a beautiful location with a great swimming hole, so well worth the visit.
Beautiful.
Spectacular.
Wow. Wow, nice for swimming. Peaceful.
Our fourth and last day on the trail was an easy 12 kilometres downstream to the car. Most people do the walk in a clockwise direction. The reason we did the walk counterclockwise was because rain was forecast for the second 2 days, and we wanted to get over the pass before it arrived. It finally arrived on the last day, but only lasted an hour. We arrived at the car tired, a little footsore, but very happy and satisfied. We loved the scenery, the flush toilets and wash basins at the huts, but the crowds, not so much in these post-pandemic days. But all in all, a great time away in the mountains of the beautiful South Island of New Zealand.
Should we do it again? Come on, let's go.
Blackberry. Don't start the again. It's starting here. Well done. Have a nice success in this walking.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video as much as we enjoyed the walk. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you outside again for another adventure